Example number 4 from the problem set 1. The question is, in figure 1.73, angle ABC is equal to angle DCB is equal to 90 degree. AB is equal to 6, DC is equal to 8. Then find area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DCB. We have to find the ratio of the area of triangle ABC and area of triangle DCB. Both the triangles are having equal bases. Both the triangles are having equal bases. Since the bases of both the triangles are equal, and we know that when the bases of the two triangles are equal, at that time the ratio of the areas of those two triangles is equal to the ratio of their corresponding heights, and we know the heights of both the triangles. So we can easily get the answer of this question. First of all, we will write the information which we have available. Here we will write in the above figure. In the above figure, we have angle ABC is equal to angle DCB is equals to 90 degree. We have AB is equal to 6 and DC is equal to 8. AB is equal to 6 and DC is equal to 8, and we have to find the ratio of the areas of these two triangles ABC and DCB. So first of all, we will write that their bases are equal. So here we can write sec BC is the common base of triangle ABC and triangle DCB. Sec BC is the common base of triangle ABC and the triangle DCB. So we can write therefore by using the property of the ratio, by using property of the ratio of the areas of two triangles having equal bases, and as all of you know that if the bases of the two triangles are equal, then the ratio of the areas of those two triangles is equal to the ratio of their corresponding heights. So here we can write area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DCB, area of triangle ACB upon area of triangle DCB is equal to ratio of their corresponding heights. Height of triangle ABC is AB upon height of triangle DCB is DC. Now put the values there. This area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DCB is equals to, this value of AB is 6 upon value of DC is 8, and both numerator and denominator are divisible by 2. This is 2 3s are 6 and 2 4s are 8. Since the ratio of the areas of these two triangles, that is area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DCB is equals to 3 upon 4. So this is the ratio of the areas of two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DCB. Now we will take the next example, that is example number 5. Question number 5 from the problem set 1. The question is, in figure 1.74, PM is equal to 10 centimeter. Area of triangle PQS is given 100 square centimeter. Area of triangle QRS is given 110 square centimeter. Then find ENR. And here again we have the two triangles, that is PQS and QRS. We know the areas of both the triangles. And here their base is again equal. QS is the base of both the triangle PQS and RQS. So we can use the property of the ratio of the areas of two triangles having equal bases. The ratio of the areas of those two triangles is equal to the ratio of their heights, and here PM and NR are the heights of both the triangles. PM is given and NR we have to find. So we can easily find the height of this triangle RQS, that is NR, by using the property of the ratio of the areas of two triangles having equal bases. So first of all we will write the information which we have available with us, that is area of triangle PQS 100 square centimeter, area of triangle QRS is given 110 square centimeter. It is also given that PM is equal to 10 centimeter. Since the areas are given in centimeter, means sides are in centimeter, that is the PM is equal to 10 centimeter and NR is equal to, we have to find. And here how to find NR? By using the property of the ratio of the areas of two triangles having equal bases. So here we can write seg QS is the common base. Seg QS is the common base of triangle PQS and QRS, of triangle PQS and triangle QRS. Both the triangles are having equal bases or common base. So by using the property of the ratio, of the areas of two triangles having equal bases, here the bases are equal. Since the ratio of the areas of those two triangles is equal to the ratio of their heights. So here we can write the statement: area of triangle PQS upon area of triangle QRS, it is equal to heights. The ratio of the heights we have to write here. Height of triangle PQS is PM upon height of triangle QRS is NR. So here you can write NR. Now put the values here and we will get the NR. Area of triangle PQS is 100 upon area of triangle QRS is 110, that is equal to PM is 10 upon NR. We have to find here 0 gets cancel. We have 10 upon 11 is equal to 10 upon NR. Now we can take the cross multiplications. 10 into NR is equal to 10 into 11. Now here 10 gets cancelled. If we transfer this 10 to the right side, we will get that 10 into 11 upon 10 and 10 gets cancelled. So here we have NR is equal to 11 centimeter. That is what we have to find. So here you can write the height of the triangle QRS, that is NR, is equals to 11 centimeter. So this is all about the example number 5. Now we will take the next example, that is example number 6. Example number 6 from the problem set 1. The example is triangle MENT similar triangle QRS. Length of altitude drawn from the point T is 5 and the length of altitude drawn from point S is 9. Then find area of triangle MENT is to area of triangle QRS, that is area of triangle MENT upon area of triangle QRS. We have to find the ratio of the areas of those two similar triangles. And as all of you know that the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, that is very important. In the example 4, in the example 5, we also find the areas of two triangles, but there the triangles are not similar to each other. And here in this example, both the triangles are similar to each other, and we know that we have to take care about that, whether the given triangles are similar or whether the given triangles are not similar, that we have to determine first, and then we can use the property to find the ratio of the areas of two triangles. Here the triangles are similar and we have to find the ratio of the areas of two triangles. Since we have to use the property of the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, that is, the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. If two triangles are similar to each other, then the ratio of the areas of those two triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. But here the important thing is we do not have any information about their corresponding sides. We know their heights. We know the height of triangle MENT, that is 5, height of triangle QRS, that is 9. We know the heights of both the triangles. It is very important first thing, that is we do not have given the diagram, since we have to plot the diagram first. Here we draw triangle MENT and we draw triangle QRS, two triangles which are similar to each other. So here then after plotting the triangle MENT, we have to draw an altitude from the point T to the opposite side, and we draw from the point T we draw an altitude on the opposite side MEN, and that is TL. In the triangle QRS, from the point S we have to draw an altitude to the opposite side QR, and we draw it, that is SP perpendicular QR. And here the length of both the altitudes are given, that is 5 and 9 respectively. Now here we have to find the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, but we didn't know the corresponding sides of the given two triangles. So how we will find the corresponding sides? That is very important. The main property, the main thing, we get it. That is, if we have to find the ratio of the areas of two triangles which are similar to each other, then definitely we have to know their corresponding sides first, since the ratio of the areas of these two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. So anyhow we have to find the ratio of the corresponding sides, and then only we can find the ratio of their areas. So first of all we have to find the ratio of their corresponding sides. Now how we will find the ratio of their corresponding sides? For finding the ratio of their corresponding sides, we have to prove that this triangle MLT, which is right angle triangle, and this triangle QPS, which is also right angle triangle, we have to prove that both these triangles are similar to each other. We have to show that this right angle triangle MLT and this right angle triangle QPS are similar to each other. And once we prove that both the triangles are similar to each other, then we can easily get the ratio of the corresponding sides of triangle MENT and QRS. Here we can get LT upon PQ is equal to MT upon QS. If we prove that both the triangles are similar to each other, then we can write LT upon PS is equal to MT upon QS, and we know that LT upon PS is 5 upon 9. So definitely MT upon QS is also 5 upon 9. But we have to prove that, and we have to write LT upon PS is equal to MT upon QS, that we have to write, and then only we get the MT upon QS. This MT is corresponding side of MENT and QS is corresponding side of QRS. Or simply we can prove that this triangle TLN, similar triangle SPR. We can easily prove that, and then you will get NT upon RS, which are the corresponding sides of the triangle MENT and triangle QRS. So how to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other? It is very easy. Here already we have this right angle triangle, this is also right angle triangle. So angle MELT 90 degree, angle QPS 90 degree, that is given information. Then we can write angle LEMT congruent angle PQS, or simply you can write angle M congruent angle Q, and the reason behind it is given information. Both the triangles are similar to each other, and angle M congruent angle Q corresponding angles of the similar triangles. So the main thing which we have to use the property, that is the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, but we didn't know the ratio of their corresponding sides. So first of all, find the ratio of the corresponding sides of both these triangles and then use the property. So first of all, we have to find the ratio of the corresponding sides, and how? By proving that this triangle, right angle triangle MELT similar triangle QPS. We have to prove that first, and then we have to find MT upon QS. And after getting MT upon QS, we have to use the property of the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, and then we have to find MENT, area of triangle MENT is to area of triangle QRS. So first of all, we will write the information which we have available here, that is triangle MENT similar triangle QRS. It is also given that TL perpendicular MEN, TL perpendicular MEN, and SP perpendicular RQ, SP perpendicular RQ or QR. Then it is also given that TL is equal to 5, TL is equal to 5 and SP is equal to 9, that is also given information. And we have to find the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles. So first of all, we will get the ratio of their corresponding sides. How to get the ratio of their corresponding sides? Only in two steps we will get the answer. The important thing is the ratio of the areas of two triangles which we have to find. The triangles are similar to each other, and we know that the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides, but we didn't know the ratio of their corresponding sides. So first try to get the ratio of their corresponding corresponding sides. And how to get that ratio? By proving these two triangles similar to each other. So we will write the name of this triangle first. In triangle MELT and the triangle QPS, we have to prove that these two triangles are similar to each other. Here angle MELT congruent angle QPS, and the reason is given information, or simply you can write each of 90 degree. Then angle M congruent angle Q, and the reason is corresponding angles of the similar triangles, corresponding angles of the similar triangles. These two triangles are similar to each other and their corresponding angles are also congruent. So simply you can write given information. Now both the triangles are similar to each other, that is triangle MELT similar triangle. Now we have to write the name of the another triangle, this triangle, according to one-to-one correspondence. Corresponding point of M is Q, corresponding point of L is P, and corresponding point of T is S. And here the reason is AA test of similarity. AA test of similarity. Why we prove that these two triangles are similar to each other? Since we know the ratio of their corresponding altitudes, and we have to find the ratio of the corresponding sides of triangle MENT and triangle QRS. So we put these two triangles similar to each other. Now here we can write is MT upon QS is equal to LT upon PS, or we can write all the three ratios and then we will write the two ratios which we needed. If you are able to write only two ratios here, you can write, and if you are unable to write only two ratios, write all the three ratios and then choose two ratios only We can easily choose that two ratios, and if we are unable to write only two ratios, write all the ratios. So here we will write this is ML upon QP is equal to LT upon PS is equal to MT upon QS. The reason behind it is corresponding sides of the similar triangle. And now which two ratios we have to determine, we have to select, we have to choose. That is the ratio of the altitude LT upon PS. We need this because we know the measurements of LT and PS. And we have to find the ratio of MT and QS. Since these two ratios are important for us, this is not necessary. This ratio is not necessary, but we write that. Now again we will write only these two ratios, that is LT upon PS is equal to MT upon QS. And now put the values there. LT is given 5 and PS is given 9. So this is 5 upon 9 is equal to MT upon QS. This is what we need. This is the ratio of the corresponding sides of the two similar triangles. MT and QS are the corresponding sides of triangle MENT and triangle QRS. That is what we have to get, and we get the ratio of the areas of ratio of the corresponding sides of two triangles. That we get. The first step is gets completed here. The first step is gets completed here, and now what we have to find, that is area of triangle MENT is to area of triangle QRS. How? Since both the triangles are similar to each other, we have to use the property of the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles by using property of, or by using the theorem of the ratio of areas of two similar triangles. By using the theorem of areas of two similar triangles. Here we can write by using theorem of areas of similar triangles. Areas of similar triangles. Since both the triangles are similar to each other, triangle MENT and triangle QRS, that is given information, we have to use the theorem of areas of similar triangles. What it suggests? It suggests that if two triangles are similar to each other, then the ratio of the areas of two triangles, that is area of triangle MENT upon area of triangle QRS is equal to square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. And which corresponding sides we have to use there? That is MT and QS. So here we can write this is MT upon QS whole square. That is MT upon QS whole square. We know MT upon QS, how much it is? 5 upon 9. So we have to use that value there, and we will get the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles. So here you can write this is area of triangle MENT upon area of triangle QRS. It is equal to 5 upon 9 square of 5 upon 9. Square of 5 upon 9. MT is 5, QS is 9. Now you can make this square, and we can easily get the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, that is area of triangle MENT upon area of triangle QRS. It is equal to 5 square is 25 upon 9 square is 81. So this is all about the example number 6. Here we find the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles, that is equal to 25 upon 81. Now we will take the next example, that is example number 7. Example number 7 from the problem set 1. The question is, in figure 1.75, D is in between A and C, and also E is in between B and C. Sec DE parallel side AB. If AD is equal to 5, DC is equal to 3, BC is equal to 6.4, the whole side is 6.4, then find BE. Then find BE. Here we have to find BE. So we represent BE as X. Actually it is given in the diagram, but we have to write that part here also, that let BE is equal to X. If we consider that BE is equal to X, then this part EC is equal to total length 6 minus this X, total length 6.4 minus this X, that is 6.4 minus X is the value of EC. Now it is a question for us that why we are finding this EC. Since here given that DE is parallel to AB, we have to use the basic proportionality theorem. We do not have other option. We have to use basic proportionality theorem. And how we can write the basic proportionality theorem, that AD upon CD is equal to BE upon EC. And here we know AD, DC, but we didn't know BE, that we have to find. So we consider it as X. And once we consider BE as X, then CE is 6.4 minus X, because BC is given 6.4 minus this BE, that is X, is equal to EC by using the relation of betweenness. E is in between B and C. So we can get this EC as 6.4 minus X. Since we have to use the basic proportionality theorem to find this segment BE, we have to get BE and EC in the form of X. We consider BE as X. So here first we will write the information which we have available here, and then using the basic proportionality theorem we will find the length of segment BE, that is the value of X. So we have available information here in the above figure, or in the triangle ABC, DE is parallel to AB. In triangle ABC it is given that DE is parallel to AB. It is also given that AD is equal to 5, DC is equal to 3, AD is equal to 5, DC is equal to 3, BC is equal to 6.4, and we have to find BE. So we write BE is equal to question mark, that is we have to find. We have given the relation of betweenness, but that is not much necessary to write here. If you do not write that relation of betweenness here, you are not getting the less marks. Or we can write that part also here. D is in between A and C, and E is in between B and C. But that is not that much important to write here. Now, first of all, we have to start from this. We have to consider that BE is equal to X. So by using this relation, E is in between B and C, we will find EC, and then we will use the basic proportionality theorem. Now here we will write that let BE is equal to X. Now we have to find CE, and we will get that 6.4 minus 6. Actually it is given there in the diagram, but we have to write that part here. So here we can write BE plus EC is equal to BC. BE plus EC is equal to BC, and the reason behind it is E is in between B and C. This is the reason why we write BE plus EC is equal to BC, that is using the relation of betweenness. E is in between B and C. Now put the values here. BE is X, EC we have to find, and BC is given 6.4. Now transfer this X to the right side, so you will get EC is equal to 6.4 minus X. Actually we have to find the BE, that is value of X. Now we have to use the basic proportionality theorem. In this triangle ABC, DE is parallel to AB, that is given information. So by using basic proportionality theorem, it is also known as Thales theorem. By using basic proportionality theorem, is AD upon DC is equal to BE upon EC. AD upon DC is equals to BE upon EC. or simply you can write it as CD upon DA is equal to CE upon EB also, from upside down or from downside up. So here we have to put the values now. AD is given 5, DC is given 3, here BE is given X and EC is 6.4 minus X. Now simplify this and find the value of X. This is 5 multiplied by 6.4 minus X. 5 multiplied by 6.4 minus X is equal to 3 multiplied by X, that is 3X. Here 5 4s are 20, 0, 5 6 are 30 plus 2 32. The product is 32 minus 5X, that is equal to 3X. Transfer this minus 5X to the right side, it will become plus 5X and we have 8X there. So here 32 is remaining, it is equal to 3X plus 5X. Now we get 8X is equal to 32. 8X is equal to 32. So X is equal to 32 divided by 8. That is X is equal to 4 units. That is X is nothing but that is BE. So here we can write BE is equal to 4 units. So this is all about example number 7. Now we will take the next example, that is example number 8. Example number 8 from the problem set 1. Example number 8 from the problem set 1. The question is, in figure 1.76, seg PA, seg QB, seg RC and seg SD are perpendicular to the line AD, that is given information. All these 4 segments are perpendicular to the same line, that is line AD. AB is equal to 60 units, BC is equal to 70 units, CD is equal to 80 units and PS is equal to 280 units. Then find PQ, QR and RS. We have to find the measurements of the segment PQ, QR and RS. Now here, after observing the diagram is given there in the question also. So here, after observing diagram, we get that these 4 lines PA, QB, RC and SD are perpendicular to the line AD. And as we all of you know that we studied that property into the 8th standard into the lesson parallel lines. That is second lesson from the 8th standard. The lines which are perpendicular to the same line are parallel to each other. The lines which are perpendicular to the same line are parallel to each other. It means that PA is parallel to QB, is parallel to RC, is parallel to SD. All these 4 lines PA, QB, RC and SD are parallel to each other according to that property. Which property? The lines which are perpendicular to the same line are parallel to each other. Now here, if these 4 lines are parallel to each other, then definitely we are going to use the property of the parallel lines and their transversal. But it is very important fact that the property is for the 3 parallel lines only. And here we have 4 parallel lines. That was the difference. How to use that property here? Here PA parallel QB parallel RC parallel SD, 4 lines are there and the properties belong to the 3 parallel lines only and their transversals. So how we can find PQ, QR and RS? Here first of all we have to use that property for these 3 lines only, PA, QB and RC. We will discuss how to write the answer that first. We have to use that property for these 3 lines only, that is PA parallel QB parallel RC. And you can write it as PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC. That is equation 1. Now we have to use that property for these 3 parallel lines, that is QB, RC and SD. and then we have to write QR upon RS is equal to BC upon CD. Only we have to use the, see here, first equation is PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC. Second equation is QR upon RS is equal to BC upon CD. This ratio QR upon BC is included in both the equations. In the first equation also we are going to write PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC. That is equation 1, by using the property of the three parallel lines and their transversal. Now we have to use these three lines, and which equation we can write there? QR upon RS, that is equal to BC upon CD. So we are getting that ratio also. This is QR upon RS. This is PQ upon QR. Here we have QR upon RS. Here we have AB upon BC. Then we have BC upon CD. The one ratio is common between both the two equations. So we are able to say that all the ratios are equal. Which all the ratios? PQ upon AB, QR upon BC, and SR upon DC, all these three ratios are equal. That we can write there from equation 1 and 2. And then using the property of the theorem of the equal ratios, we can easily get PQ, QR and RS. We can easily get PQ, QR and RS. So here first of all we will write the information which we have available here. The information which we have available, we will write first measurements which we have available here. We will write that measurements first. In the above figure, we have AB is equals to 60, we have BC is equal to 70, we have CD is equal to 80, we have PS is equal to 280, and we have to find PQ, QR and RS. We have to find the length of segment PQ, QR and RS, that we have to find. It is also given that PA, QB, RC and SD all are perpendicular to the line AD. So here you can write PA is perpendicular to AD, PA perpendicular AD, that is given information. QB perpendicular to AD, QB perpendicular AD. Then it is also given that RC is perpendicular to AD, and lastly RS is perpendicular to, SD is perpendicular to AD. SD is perpendicular to the AD. All these segments PA, QB, RC and SD are perpendicular to the same line, that is AD. So here you can write perpendicular drawn on the same line are parallel to each other. Perpendiculars drawn on the same line. Perpendiculars drawn on the same line are parallel to each other. Are parallel to each other. Since we can write here PA parallel QB parallel RC parallel SD, therefore PA parallel QB parallel RC parallel SD. It is very important equation. Now first we have to use these three parallel lines, and then we have to use these three parallel lines, and we have to write the two equations. We have to first use the 1, 2 and 3 parallel lines and their property of 3 parallel lines and their transversal. Here transversal are PS and AD are the transversals, and these 4 are the parallel lines. Out of 4 we have to use first 3 parallel lines PA, QB and RC, and we have to use the property of 3 parallel lines and the intercepts made by the transversal, and we have to write the equation PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC. Then we have to use the next 3 lines, that is QB, RC and SD, and again we have to use the same property, that is property of 3 parallel lines and the intercepts made by their transversals, and we have to represent it as equation 2, and then from that equation 1 and 2 we have to get a particular equation, and from that equation we have to find the values PQ, QR and RS. So here first we will use these three parallel lines. So we will write that part here: PA parallel QB parallel RC, and PS and AD are the transversals, or you can write PR and AC are the transversals. PR and AC are transversals. So by using property of three parallel lines and their transversal, by using property of three parallel lines, by using property of three parallel lines and their transversals, we can write PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon AC, AB upon BC, not AC. AB. Here PA parallel QB parallel RS and PR and AC are their transversal, since we use the property of three parallel line and their transversals, and we get PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC. And here we have to use the property of alternando. By using alternando, what is alternando property? We can change the numerator of the first and denominator of the second, or we can change the denominator of the first and numerator of the second. So we have to change here numerator and denominator of the first and numerator of the second, or we can change the numerator of the first and denominator of the second. That we have to determine which change we have to make there. So here we have to use the alternando. Alternando means interchanging the numerator and denominator. So here we will write PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC, that is equation 1. Now we have to use these three sides: BQ parallel RC parallel SD, and here QS and BD are their transversals. So we can write that part here: QB parallel RC parallel SD, and QS and BD are transversal. QS and BD are their transversals. So by using property of three parallel lines and their transversals, by using property of three parallel lines, by using property of three parallel lines and their transversals, and we will write QR upon RS is equal to BC upon CD. Now again we have to use the property by alternando, by using property of alternando. Now here we have PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC. So how we will get their QR upon BC? If we put this BC in place of RS and we put RS in place of BC, by using alternando we can make that change. So here QR upon BC is equals to RS upon CD, that is equation 2. that is equation 2. QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD. And now here from equation 1 and 2, QR upon BC is equal to PQ upon AB and QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD. Means from equation 1 and 2, all these three ratios, which three ratios? PQ upon AB is the first ratio, QR upon BC is the second ratio, and RS upon CD is the third ratio. All these three ratios are equal. That is from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, we get that PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD. That is the very important equation. All the three ratios are equal to each other. That is PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD. And now here, by using the theorem of equal ratio, simply we can write, see, we prove that all the three ratios are equal. That is PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD. Now here we can write PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD is equal to K into the bracket let, or suppose we take one more ratio there. We take one more ratio there, that is PQ upon AB, QR upon BC and RS upon CD are already equal, and we take one more ratio which is equal to all the three ratios, since we have to use the theorem of the equal ratio. Now here, by using theorem of equal ratio, by using theorem of equal ratio, by using theorem of equal ratio. How to use the theorem of equal ratio? By using the theorem of equal ratio, we can add the numerators into the numerator and denominators into the denominator. So here we can write PQ plus QR plus RS upon AB plus BC plus CD is equals to K. Now PQ plus QR plus RS, PQ plus QR plus RS, that is PS, upon AB plus BC plus CD, AB plus BC plus CD, that is AD, is equal to K. It is equal to K. Now put the values there. PS is given 280, PS is given 280 upon AD is given. AD we can find 60 plus 70 plus 80. 60 plus 70 plus 80, that is 8 plus 7, 15, 15 plus 6, 21, and this 0 remains as it is, that is 210. Now 0 0 gets cancelled and both the numbers are divisible by 7. 7 4s are 28, 7 3s are 21. So we have K is equal to 4 upon 3. We have K is equal to 4 upon 3, and that is very important value. We have K is equal to 4 by 3. It is very important value. K is equals to 4 upon 3. And now using this value of K, we will put that value here and we will get all the three sides, that is PQ, QR and RS. You can represent this as equation 3. You can represent this equation as equation 3 and put this value in this equation, or we can simply write that equation once again. This equation as it is, PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD is equal to K. Now here put the value of K. Put the value of K. The value of K is 4 upon 3. Here PQ as it is, AB is given 60, QR as it is, BC is given 70, then RS as it is, CD is given 80. It is equal to K. The value of K is 4 upon 3. Now using first and last ratio you can find the value of PQ. Using second and last ratio you will find QR. Using third and last ratio you will find the length of segment RS. It is too easy now, it becomes too easy. But how to get this equation, that is very important. Using first three lines we have to use the property of the ratio, property of the three parallel lines and their transversal, and we have to write the equation 1. Then we have to use the property of alternando there. Then using these three lines again we have to use the property of three parallel lines and the intercepts made by real transversal. We have to get one more equation, and again we have to use the alternando property on this equation second, and then from the equation 1 and 2 we will get PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD, and we have to get one more ratio there, that is K, and we have to get the value of K, that is 4 upon 3. Now using the first and last ratio, that is PQ upon 60 is equal to 4 upon 3. Here we will get PQ into 3, it is equal to 4 into 60. Transfer this 3 to the right side, we will get PQ is equal to 4 multiplied by 60 upon 3. This is 3 1 are 3, 3 2 are 6, 3 0 are 0. PQ is equal to 4 multiplied by 20, that is 80 units. PQ is equal to 80 units. Now using the second and the last ratio, that is QR upon 70 is equal to 4 upon 3. This is 3 into QR is equal to 4 multiplied by 70, that is 280. This is QR is equal to 280 upon 3. QR is equal to 280 upon 3 units. Since 280 is not divisible by 3, we will put it as it is. QR is equal to 280 upon 3 units. And now for getting the third value, we will use these two ratios, that is RS upon 80 is equal to 4 upon 3. This is RS upon 80 is equal to 4 upon 3, and we can easily get 3 into RS is equal to 4 multiplied by 80, that is 320. So we have RS is equal to 320 upon 3, and again this is not totally divisible by 3, so we can write RS is equal to 320 upon 3 units. So this is all about the measurements of the segments PQ, QR and RS. PQ, QR and RS. We find the measurements of the segment PQ, segment QR and segment RS. We find all the three segments PQ, QR and RS. In 3 steps you can remember this answer. In the first step we have to use these 3 parallel lines and the property of transversal, and we have to write PQ upon QR is equal to AB upon BC, and then we have to use the property of alternando there, give it equation 1. Then use these 3 parallel lines and the property of 3 parallel lines and their transversal, write QR upon RS is equal to BC upon CD. Then use property of alternando and we will get QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD, that is equation 2. From equation 1 and 2 we get PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD, that is most important equation. You may represent it as equation 3, but it is not necessary. So here we write PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC is equal to RS upon CD is equal to K. And now we use the theorem of equal ratio and we get the value of K, that is K is equal to 4 upon 3. Now putting this value here in this equation, we will get PQ, QR and RS, all the 3 values. You can easily get these 3 values. It is too easy to find the values, but this equation is very important. How to get this equation? Once we get this equation, we can easily use the theorem of equal ratio and you will find the value of K, and putting this value in this equation you will easily get PQ, QR and RS. But it is very important that how to get this equation. So we have 2 steps to get this equation. In the first step, what we have to do, use these three lines, use property, and then use the property of alternando, you will get the first equation. Then use these three lines, property of parallel lines and their transversal, and again using alternando you will get this equation, and from equation 1 and 2 you will get this most important equation. So this is all about the example number 8. Now we will study the example number 9 into the next video lecture. Thank you.